Hey, welcome back to the channel. So just talking about a sure way to make money, to not be financially stressed. If you got a good job and you go to work, you could probably just save that money on the sidelines and buy into something like VHY. VHY basically owns all the big dividend stocks in Australia. If you're watching this in America, there might be a similar thing. Just stocks that pay out a dividend, stocks that everyone has to pay money to basically. So home loans, everyone has to pay the home loan, so this bank is making money. BHP gets all the minerals out of the ground, goes into making everything in the world, so we have to pay them the money to do it. Wesfarmers basically owns Bunnings hardware stores. Everyone has to go there. Everyone loves to go to Bunnings. Doesn't make a lot of money, but they do make money. And then if one of these is struggling, the other one might be doing well. Oil and gas, we're going to renewables, but oil and gas is we're still going to need that for a while. And guess what? These guys can buy solar farms if they want to. They're making money from oil and gas. They can easily spend that on a solar farm or wind farm as well. So basically, these guys will always be making money, and you might just want to buy the dip. So another thing to study is the inverted yield curve. So when there's a difference between the 10-year and the 3-year spread, I'm jumping around here, this always predicts a market crash. So generally 7 to 20 months after this yield curve happens, there is a market recession. It's always a bit different year to year, but we're 7 months away from now, so there's probably going to be a crash in the next 2 years. So it might pay just to hold off, even though you'd probably get dividends up into there and then they'll bounce back as well. It might feel better to buy in low and see green in your account. Or it could be a big crash than expected, and it could be well worth waiting on the sidelines. So you might want to put into cash. And guess what? If you bought it at 50 and then it still went to 40, it'll probably bounce back. And during that time, you're making 6% a year. So 3 years goes by. So actually, I've already done the sum. So this VHY, sorry for jumping around again, is paying out $1.29. But it doesn't pay that out every time. So here was $1.29, and that's paying the tax on top of that as well. So there's franking; they paid the tax for you. So if average these out, it's actually $3.40. Divide that by 50. You bought 50, 7%. So you put 100 grand in there. It went down 20% over 4 years. What's that? 7,000. Oh, sorry, man. So 7 4s are 24, isn't it? So $24,000 on your 100 grand. So basically, I just suggest waiting for a crash, buy in, and then top it up. And then it looks like there's inverted yield curve coming again. You might want to sell out on the sidelines, go on fixed income, and buy back in, etc. So it's a sure way to make money. Things that might spoil you. This stock probably spoiled me, but it made me a lot of money. I bought this at $1. I sold a bit here because I knew it was ridiculously priced. I knew the financials inside out of this company. Turns out they were not correct in where they said they were going due to the graphite market. But anyway, sold on this day, made a lot of money, and they went back down. So you could make a lot of money in these stocks. It's a hype stock, and you can lose a lot of money as well. But a sure way to make money would be VHY. That's going to just magic in 25 grand a year in your account. You're going to be less worried about certain stuff, and everyone has to go to you. So that rich lady down the road, that poor guy in the street, they all have to come to you in one of your companies and give you a bit of money. And yes, it's quite low risk, I believe, and yeah, boring, but you might need to find a new way to entertain yourself, because you can lose a lot of money doing risky things. So anyway, inverted yield curve is a good thing to learn. There's also the last interest rate rise. After the last interest rate rise, it's normally a certain amount of months after that the crash happens. So we're expecting crash the next 2 years. So if you just want to make sure money, maybe buy into an high dividend yield ETF. Maybe stock your money up now, wait for that crash to come to get a bit better price. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to do a video on the inverted yield curve and also the last interest rate rise curve as well. Also, there's another thing called graphite. It goes into lithium-ion batteries. Electric vehicles getting cheaper, and we will need this graphite. But there's a lot in the ground, but there's not a lot of process. So yes, that's another one. I'll just go into ITM ASX. Stock I did earn, I sold out of it. I will buy back in at a really low price to get my risk and reward good. I do think this stock will probably 10x when all the car companies get the price down. It even went to $9 and it's gone double so far, but I think the crash will come in. You might get a good price on this. I've got videos on this. I did think it was a good buy even at 30 cents. Went down a lot. And I sold out. Actually sold about 14 cents. Gone actually past that. But I will be waiting to buy back in because buying low, it's probably going to easily double. And if this company does take off, it will go 10x. And WKT ASX, they actually might become a dividend stock because they're building a graphite thing, and they say you're going to make $25 million after tax per year. If they make half that, $10 million per year, that's a 10% dividend, 10% earnings yield. So pretty decent, not without its risk. That's another good one as well. But VHY, you don't even have to bother about these guys. You can just buy one stock, VHY. It spreads it out for you, and everyone on your street is going to have to like pay you money. There's probably some other ones to buy too, like the Australian share ETF. But yeah, as I said, inverted yield curve predicts crashes pretty well. They're all a bit different how they crash, but it does predict it pretty well. And so you might be able to put your cash on the sidelines and wait for this crash to happen. It might not even happen, who knows. But anyway, thanks for watching this video and see you in the next one.